Well, congratulations on the promotion. Just get into that a little bit. And did you see it coming? And just speak about the promotion to tight ends coach, if you would, please.
I don't know if there was as much anticipation. Once you get in the season, starting at fall camp, I swear each week is its own battle. So you can't look too far ahead. But moving to coach with the offensive line this past year, I spent with Coach Fry and Mike Soleni and learned a whole lot about the run game and those kind of fundamentals. I felt I was prepared if there was an opportunity. And I'm just super appreciative of Coach Day trusting me. I can't wait to get going.
Yeah, and get into working your way up. I mean, you've been here, I think this is your 8th year, coming up. I mean, just get into working your way up.
Rapid fire came in with Coach Alford, worked with the running backs, then moved over, linked up with Hartline and the receivers, worked with quarterbacks, and then most frequently with the offensive line with Coach Fry and Coach Soleni. And that was the best year, by the way. Make sure they know that.
And then the tight end room this year, getting Cade back, I know is huge for you guys coming off that big year. And then you got Jelani Thurman coming in and a bunch of guys in between there as well. Just talk about your room. How do you see it shaking out behind Cade?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a deep room full of versatile guys, starting with Cade, right? I don't think I could have hand-selected a better, leader for my first year of being a unit leader to kind of have as my foundation. And to have a guy like Cade who does things right on and off the field is going to make my job a whole lot easier. And then they all just follow in line. I mean, we've got a deep room of the G's and Joe's and Bennett's and Sam's and Pat Gurge, and you mentioned Jelani, a whole lot of guys. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but a whole lot of guys that are hungry, excited to get to work.
What was so fun about the offensive line stuff last year?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was something I didn't know, right? And you can't grow unless you're uncomfortable. So going from being a route running guy with, Coach Hart to, a quarterback guy with Coach Dennis and Coach Ray, Coach Fitch, and now all of a sudden I'm in this world of offensive line. I don't know, a base block versus a cutoff, and those two guys, Coach Fry, Coach Solani, are the best, offensive line coaches in the country. So just being uncomfortable was awesome.
I know Kevin Wilson always used to say you're coaching tight ends, you're teaching guys how to play left tackle and receiver at the same time. You obviously have the skill position background. How beneficial is it to now have the O-line background as well when you're trying to teach these guys how to block?
Sure, and that's exactly right. I think, I was talking to some prospective student athletes, and I was just saying how at Ohio State especially, one play you got to block Chase Young, Zach Harrison, Jack Sawyer, JT, and then the next rep I'm asking you to get open against Rocket and Lathan and first-round DBs. It's like, no offense to the left tackle we had last year, but I'm not asking Paris to do what Marvin does. I'm not asking Marvin to go block JT. So imagine asking you to do both in consecutive plays. But yeah, definitely. I mean, this time spent with the offensive line is going to help, fuel. And I mean, Coach Wilson was a huge mentor, huge help to me learning that aspect of it. I think I could fall back on my route running days with Coach Hart pretty well.
A lot of the guys spoke very highly of you. What was some of the things that they said to you when they heard this promotion?
Everyone was asking me, my favorite part about getting this promotion and getting hired, and it was hearing those former players. I mean, just I couldn't list all of them, but hearing some of those guys, those Terry McLaurins and Paris Campbells, and even those defensive guys. I got Jordan Fuller calling me, and hearing from those guys meant way more, no offense, than media and tweets. I love you guys, but, hearing those guys, see, hey, Key, I remember when you were running scout team, and now all of a sudden you guys are a unit. That was probably the highlight of it all for my wife and I.
What does it mean to you you sort of bet on yourself in the last 5 years here. You've had opportunities to go elsewhere, and a lot of people talk positive about you, as you said, but for young coaches going through what you went through the last 7 years, has it struck you yet how kind of amazing this will be?
I don't know if there's going to be an aha moment. Maybe it might be the first time in the shoe. Maybe it might be the first time getting my tail ripped by my boss or something. But no, I think it is pretty cool that at each step of the way I said people over places, and I just so happened to get linked up with Brian Hartline and Ryan Day and Mick Marotti and Urban Meyer, and I went all in on people and relationships and not ping-ponging around. I know that works out for a lot of people, and maybe it would have worked out for me, who knows, but I bet on those people and it paid off, and I'm just so appreciative of them.
Keenan, towards the end of the year, we started seeing Joe working way back in there.
Yeah.
This party already asked this, but what's the ceiling for him now that he might get more and more?
Yeah, no, I mean, Joe, G, all those guys, the ceiling is whatever. I mean, they're the most gifted athletes in the country. We're Ohio State, so the sky's the limit for all those guys, Joe included. I can't wait to see just how they work from a day-to-day standpoint with me working for them. But no, the sky's the limit for those guys.
Was Cade a big recruiting win for you, or just let him handle that on his own?
You know, I mean, Cade had an opportunity to do something great. I think, that he's got some things to work on. He'd be the first one to tell you. And he could go down, I think, as one of the better tight ends to come through this place, which is certainly something to be said about that. We talk a lot about legacy. And from the day you're recruited and you come in here, we have goals. And we did not hit those goals last year. And for a guy from Ohio to not hit those goals as the starter is huge. I think we all know what those goals are. I don't need to get into that, but I think that helped Cade coming back.
He seemed to take that really personally. I think it makes sense why.
Sure.
Just a month into it now with workouts, and how are you noticing a difference in his mentality from years past? Which it was already pretty good. I'm not saying it wasn't. He's a captain. Didn't win those games. What's he like around the building right now?
Yeah, and it's not just Cade, but I think, every coach from Pee Wee level to NFL says every rep matters, and it's like a cliche, and every play matters. We were one play away from a national championship opportunity, a couple plays away from every goal we wanted. So now, everyone knows the urgency. To your point, yes, Cade's kind of setting it. He's a serious guy. He's a captain. He's an urgent guy, but the urgency's ramped up for sure just because of the season we just had.